Hi, this is a foreigner in the Philippines. What I was going to talk to you about today was about how you integrate with the Filipino way of thinking if you're an expat, which is obviously what we're talking to. Right, so one of the big difficulties is that there is not the same sense of ownership in the Philippines as there is in the West. In the West, if I say these are my tools, well these are my tools, and that means that you don't come along and take my tools. I remember when I used to go around and get parts from what we call in the UK called scrap yards, where you go and it's a car scrap yard, and you go and you need a used part for a car. You go around and you take one from an old car. That was back in my day. You actually took it from one of the cars. Well, there used to be a sign in most of the scrap yards, and it said, the guy who lends tools out is out for lunch. When he comes back, the guy who owns the tools will be out for lunch. In other words, don't ask to borrow tools, because you need to bring your own, which pulls in the question of ownership, how much you own. Now, like, this is my hammer. It's a simple tool which is absolutely vital for most of the jobs that I do. Now, when I come to use my tools, if this is not here, then I don't work. And what it does is it kind of disperses you. You start saying, well, did I leave my hammer somewhere else? Is it my fault, or is it the Filipino way of coming and taking your tools? Now, so then I have to call Beth, and I have to say, Beth, did you take my hammer? And she doesn't say, yes, I did. She'll give a Filipino answer, which is, I'll find it.
You're right.
Okay, so now I wait. And eventually she will arrive and she will have my hammer. And I will say to her in typical foreigner fashion, this is my hammer and I don't want my hammer. And I have to try not to laugh because she is just laughing. I'll say, can we agree that no one will take my hammer? Well, of course, yes, absolutely, she'll tell me. That no one, you don't want anyone to take your hammer. And I know that that's as good as the next time that somebody needs a hammer. So, also in typical handle it Western style fashion, I go out and I buy another hammer. And I say, here's the hammer that you now don't need to borrow. So take this hammer, it's a gift. And take the hammer. When I come to use my hammer, don't forget this is my hammer. When I come to use my hammer again, guess what? It's gone. So then we go through the same thing. Honey, didn't we agree that we wouldn't take my tools? Yes, we did, darling. And she's smiling again, and it's difficult to hold out against this smile and still be serious. So I say, well, where is my hammer? And she says, I'll find it. So now she goes off again, and she comes back, and guess what she's holding? My hammer. So we go through it again. Honey, didn't we agree that my tools were mine and that this is my hammer? Yes, we did, darling. Yes, we did. And she'll stroke me and say, it's okay, don't worry. It's okay. You're a Wally. So I have a hammer that I bought and use quite happily, and now it's gone, and I'm the Wally. So then I point out, honey, didn't we do this last time when my hammer went missing? What did I do? Well, dear, you went out and you bought a hammer. And what did I do with that extra hammer? Well, you gave it to my mother. Okay. Now, where is my hammer? I'll find it for you. So now, we're always back to the beginning. Okay, what happened to the hammer that I bought for your mother? Don't tell me. Somebody borrowed it. Your mother didn't say, this is my hammer, because there is no sense of ownership in the Philippines. This is not my hammer, it's the hammer. And this is not my chisel, it's a chisel. So there's no sense of ownership. The only thing that would never be borrowed is this drill.
Look, the two cat.
And the reason that the drill will never be borrowed is because they don't use a drill. None of my brothers-in-law use a drill. Everything is done by hammer, my hammer, and a chisel, my chisel. So, there's a lot to adapt to, and these are all small things which, for a foreigner who is into blame, into, well, that's not how it should be, and it's the principle of the thing. Never make friends with a person who keeps saying it's the principle of the thing, because they'll drive you crazy. It's never the principle of the thing, it's all about them being right. So, my little talk about ownership in the Philippines. What I've done is, I've done the only thing that any sane person can do. I've taken a pencil and I had to ask my wife where this pencil was, and I said, where's my pencil? And guess what she said? I'll find it. And then I sharpened it, but before I could sharpen it, I had to ask my wife, honey, where is my pencil sharpener? Guess what she said? I'll find it. And when she found it, I took the pencil, it's nice and sharp, and I went to the dictionary. Well, actually I didn't go to the dictionary. I asked my wife, honey, where's the dictionary? And what did she say? What did she say, honey? I'll find it. When the dictionary finally came, I took my borrowed pencil that I own and the dictionary that I own but couldn't find, and I opened it at the word ownership and I crossed it out, and I've been a happier man since. And now I'm going to do some stud work, and I have all of my tools, except I'm looking and I've realized that I don't have all my tools, and I need my tape measure. Honey, have you used my tape measure?
I'll find it.
Send help, please.
No, I'll find it now, okay? Maybe it's just somewhere there. So, don't do that. Please like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Thank you and God bless. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Bye-bye.